You don't believe I got shot? How rude of you. Of course I got shot. Okay, so I didn't get shot, but I did see a shooting. So like basically I got shot at-ish. So this is a story about how I witnessed a shooting. It was honestly the most terrifying moment of my entire life. So last year I lived at this apartment complex. That place sucked so badly. The management was terrible. There's just so many horror stories from that place. And this is just the worst one that happened. This apartment complex, it's called The Edge. And I lived there with 3 other girls, Sydney, Megan, and Jamie. And one weekend, Jamie and I were the only ones home. I was sitting in my room. It was like 11:50 p.m. and Jamie was asleep in her room. I hear a bunch of screaming, you know, because the walls of this place are so thin. You can hear literally anything on the other side of any wall ever. Literally through these walls, all you ever hear is a bunch of yelling because there's a party every night and it's so obnoxious. Everyone's just yelling and having a good time, I guess. I don't know, but everyone's just always screaming. But this time was different. I hear a bunch of screaming like usual, but it was louder than usual. So I was like, okay, what the heck's going on? Let me go out and see. We are on the 2nd floor. I step out on the balcony and I see a bunch of people and they're all just yelling, calm down, just calm down. I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I look around, there are just these crowds of people. And then all of a sudden, I see out of the corner of my eye and simultaneously, I hear a gunshot. There's a spark that I see and I look over immediately and I see a man standing there, gun straight up in the air, 10 feet away from me on the ground. I was in shock. I immediately turned around and ran back inside, and as I'm running inside, I hear a second shot go off. I immediately run to Jamie's room, wake her up, and tell her what's going on, and her room has a bathroom. It's completely surrounded by other rooms. It's not like on the wall. It was to me like the safest place to go at the time. So I was like, can we please get in your bathroom? I told her the story and she's just like, she didn't really process it the way I did because she didn't just see it happen. We're sitting there in her bathroom. I am hyperventilating. I cannot breathe. So we walk out of the bathroom, out of her room to see if anything had developed. I was a little afraid to go to the window. I kind of stepped over there, looked out the window and saw police. And they were talking to 3 girls that were on the 3rd floor across from me. Whenever I was outside, they saw it all happen too. So through these thin walls, I heard them communicating with the police. And so I was like, okay, they saw everything I did. They heard everything I did. I don't have to go out there and maybe get shot at again. So that was the end of it until the next day. I come walking downstairs to go to class and I see like 3 people gathered around the corner of my building. They were pointing at the wall and there was a bullet hole in the side of our building. So I'm guessing that's where the second gunshot was. But I'm just saying, I was literally 10 feet away from the shooter. Had I not ran inside, that gun could have been pointed towards me. Basically, I was shot. No, I wasn't. Okay. I tried to look for this stuff like on the news and on any kind of news website or anything. I couldn't find a single thing about this. But then, fast forward, I'm sitting in the student center with my friend Jana, eating lunch, and then all of a sudden this guy walks up to us, and he sits down, and he's like, hi, how are you guys? And he was having a conversation with us. We're like, okay, this is weird, but you're nice, like whatever. He says to us, so have you guys like heard of The Edge? I was like, yeah, I actually live there. And he's like, oh, well, how are you liking it? Are you gonna renew your lease? And I said, no. And he said, well, why not? I said, well, for one, I witnessed that shooting that happened. And he immediately said, we took care of that. What else? Excuse me, sir. And I said, a lot of other things. So, basically, this shooting happened. No, it wasn't their fault. I know it wasn't their fault. I wasn't trying to say it was their fault. I was just saying something that happened to me at the Edge that I am traumatized over. So, sorry, sir, if I made you think that I was trying to blame your apartment complex for the shooting that I saw. Because obviously it wasn't your fault. Trust me, sir, I have many other crappy things to say about your apartment complex, but after you heard that, it was enough. So basically, this shooting happened, and the Edge kind of tried to cover it up and act like it didn't happen, even though I was literally 10 feet away from that shooter. But he just clapped back at me like, that's taken care of. Next topic, immediately. I'm like, sorry, I would like to know more about that time I almost died. Alright, so my best friend this week is Tiffany Spicer. She actually created her own YouTube channel, everybody. Welcome her. Welcome her. I'll leave her link down in the description. Welcome here, ma'am. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If not, okay. And with that, I will see you next time if you want to join me.